What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So yesterday, Jared, go watch the video, it explains it better. Basically, Jared most likely bent a rod in his car via water entering the engine. I'm gonna go pick him up right now. His car is quite a ways away, so we're gonna have to go just tow it home with the tow rope. And then I think I'm gonna go look at another car. He doesn't have, that's his only car. And I feel really bad because we were going to get stuff for me when that happened. And I know it's like not my fault, not my responsibility, but he's my boy and I want to help him out. So I think I'm gonna go potentially buy another car today. He doesn't really feel comfortable. Honestly, I don't want to lend out one of my severely built cars. So I'd rather just buy another car. There's a Subaru Legacy I found. That's a pretty good deal. So we're gonna probably check that out, maybe pick it up, and he can whip that around while we build his motor. I'm excited to get his car back to the shop, tear into it, see exactly what is going on, what all got messed up, and I'll also take the intake off and throw it in the garbage. Let's go see how Jared's doing.
Day one. This is some shit. I feel like I'm 16 again.
Masks are required in the Uber at all times.
Yeah. This is a sick Uber.
So the only road to get back up to the shop is the most busy freaking road in Spokane right now. There's like a billion cars out there. So I don't know what the hell we're gonna do. We might just send her. I don't fucking know. Let's take a quick look at it, not in the rain, and see what's going on.
Feels soaked.
As water drips. We got oil
Weird.
in it.
It's still just.
We're gonna start it up real quick. Jared thinks it's not gonna knock anymore. Might want to kill her. Nope, you don't even need to kill her. She'll kill herself.
Killed herself.
Still sounds like shit. Still smokes like a mofo. Alright, should we get to towing? We're gonna make like the 5-6 mile trek back to the shop. I really need to buy a car trailer for these instances, but I haven't bought one yet, so I should probably buy one soon. This thing's way too shot to even attempt to drive it. I don't want to make whatever the issue is worse. I thought I did see a little bit of copper material in the oil, just on the dipstick even, so if it lost the rod, it could definitely take out the crank, the block, the head, a lot of expensive stuff. So we're just gonna tow it home with the tow rope. All right, here goes nothing. Beautiful. We made it back to the shop, a little bit hairy, a little bit sketchy, but we made it. We're gonna go check out this new car real quick. Dude, that thing's sick.
Oh.
Is it a pile of shit?
She kind of looks like a pile of shit, but I don't know. Bro, we're getting sus vibes right now.
So we went and checked out that it's a 03 Legacy, right? I just want to stick that pull out. The car needs a ton of work. Needs like motor work, tranny work, holes in the quarter panel from rust. She wasn't busting, so we ain't gonna cop that one. There's another Legacy I found though. It's a newer one too, Jared.
Say less.
And she got a rod knock just like your car.
Hell yeah.
I'll try to pull it up real quick. But we're on the mission today and apparently find Jared a new whip. That's hilarious. We're gonna go check out a 06 Legacy right now. Has a rod knock. The reason for picking this thing up is so we can just grab another motor real quick, slap it in. I think motors for these cars are really, really cheap. And then Jared can have something to drive while we do a complete build on his motor. So let's go check this thing out real quick, see if it's poopy or nice. I think she seized up. We're stuck in a seized up Legacy. Because what happened was his girlfriend supposedly ran it dry on oil. He put oil back in it and he said he drove it 30 minutes.
We drove it
I drove it 30 seconds.
30 seconds and she seized.
Holy crap. Yeah, this motor's locked up, boys.
Yeah, we're good.
She's not built. She's not very built. All right, she's plugged in. Huh. Maybe the motor seized.
My car.
She sounds a little tatered. What do you think, mechanic?
Toasted out for sure.
We how much footage did we get on the phone? A decent amount with the car seized up?
Yeah, there's a decent amount.
So we went and drove that 06 Legacy, and it was actually pretty decent. It had some rust here and there, and then we went and drove it, and it already had a rod knock, and then it seized up in the middle of freaking driving the car. So we helped him out. We towed it back to the house. Very weird situation overall. I offered him what I thought it was worth, and he didn't take it. So yeah, we are back at the shop now. So Jared's gonna take one of my cars. I don't know which one. Probably the Supra, because it's the cheapest car that I own.
Yeah.
How do you feel right now?
Good, I get to drive a Supra, bro. This is so.
I'm playing. He ain't taking the Supra. It's the last car you get.
Everyone in the comments, no!
But we need to finish up the FRS today. So I went and picked up a pilot bearing. We got to get the XD twin in this thing. Here's the clutch. This thing's freaking beautiful. Thankfully, it's going to be fairly easy to get this car finished up and back on the road. So a little odd morning, but now we're back to work. We need to do a quick disassembly on this. So all of these bolts have to come out, and this thing is marked. So it has to go back together exactly how it sits right now. You see all those paint marks right there? That's how we know how to put it back together. We got to take the clutch off of the flywheel, get the pilot bearing in the flywheel, get the flywheel bolted down onto the crank, and then we can go ahead and put the clutch on, get the tranny back in the car, and do some rippers whenever she's broken in. So we got the new OEM pilot bearing installed. Here's the hardware for the flywheel. We're gonna go ahead and get the flywheel up onto that crank, get these bolts in, and then we gotta figure out the torque spec on these first. But first things first, let's just get the flywheel up onto that engine. Flywheel is installed. Those bolts, I put a touch of blue Loctite on. We're gonna torque those to 63? 63 foot-pounds. We are all finished up with that flywheel. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe down that shiny surface right there. That's where the clutch discs are gonna ride, so it's gotta be clean. So I'm gonna wipe that down with brake clean, and then we can get the clutch installed. So this is everything. I just took it off how it was installed. Remember, we have to line up all of those blue marks. And we're also gonna have to use this clutch alignment tool. So what this does is it aligns both clutch discs up together. This right here will slip into that pilot bearing. Complete clutch is installed. a little bit of blue Loctite on each of those clutch cover bolts, and those guys went to 23 foot-pounds. Before we put the tranny in, I'm gonna go ahead and do the upgraded clutch fork and the clutch pivot. So let's pull this assembly off. We gotta get everything cleaned up and we can get the upgraded parts installed. Clutch fork is in, pivot's in, everything's greased up. Splines where it goes into the pivot, all that's greased up. Throttle bearing is on. Tranny's ready to go back in the car. Let's get her done. You wanna give her hell?
Nah, I have bad luck lately.
You probably bend her rod.
Bye.
So we got the transmission in the car. I initially was having a problem because the motor was tilted forward and then the back end of the tranny was hitting on the tunnel. So what we ended up doing is using the tranny jack to lift the front of the motor up, and then Jared's big ass and me just lifted the tranny in by hand, and that was the way to go. So I should probably get another one of those guys. From here, we have the front pipe, the drive line. I gotta tighten that hardware there for the tranny mount, and then we can lower the car down and install a starter. And what else? Oh, we have that cross brace as well. So I'm gonna button everything up down here, lower the car, do everything up top, do the interior, add some gear oil, and we should be done. So everything underneath is all buttoned up. I think this is the same exact gear oil I ran in this car when I first bought it. I remember changing the gear oil. So I'm gonna go ahead and just top it off with some AMSOIL Severe Gear 7590. All we need to do is pull it off right there and put oil in it until it starts draining back out the hole. All right, the whole engine bay's finished up, battery's plugged back in. We're gonna go ahead and knock out the interior and this thing will be done. I'm curious to see how this clutch is gonna feel and drive.